Now we're going to divide this behavior window. So within the acceptable range and within the unacceptable range. So there's some different possibilities. In the acceptable part of the window, all of these behaviors, everything I see up here is okay. It's acceptable to me. It's not negatively impacting my ability to meet my needs or do my job. But there are two things that could be happening up here. One is that there's no problem at all. Everything's fine. You know, we're getting things done, we're productive, our relationship is good, and so we're both reasonably happy. But there's another situation, and it could be that this person is not doing anything that interferes with my needs or makes it difficult for me to do my job, but there's some evidence, there's some indication that they are unhappy about something. Something may be preventing them from meeting their needs or accomplishing their goals or getting their work done, or it's interfering with some relationship of theirs. And I notice that, and I may notice it through their nonverbals. They may frown, they may roll their eyes, they may slouch down in the chair, it's the tone of voice, maybe, you know, they may be really sad sounding and low and so forth and so on, or they may be raising their voice and yelling, but there could be a host of things that I might notice that tells me, something's off, something's wrong here. I mean, it could be that the person comes directly to me and says, I have a problem and it's this. So they could tell me. But just as often, you know, I notice these things through their nonverbal behaviors. Well, I would handle that situation in a certain way, and I'll talk very briefly about that in a minute, okay? But I also want to talk first about the two parts of the window that are below the line. The first part of the window down here, we say that I own a problem. And what that means is that in some way, shape, or form, that person's behavior is directly impacting my ability to meet my needs. Something they have done has caused me to have spend extra time, extra energy, extra money, something in order to meet my objectives. Not okay with me. For whatever reason, I've decided this is not okay. So what we say in that situation is that I own the problem. They seem fine. Okay? There's no indication that they're experiencing any sort of problem. Nothing's interfering with their needs. Only mine. Right? The very bottom, it could be that we both have some sort of problem. Your needs are not being met, my needs are not being met. We call that a conflict. And so we use the word problem, right? So if it's the other person who is sending some sort of message that we call a signal, you know, we say that the other person owns that problem. So at this moment, it's about them, not about me. If it's in this area, we say there is no problem. It's productive work. Down here, if their behavior is affecting me, it's my needs that are not being met, we say, I own that. Or if it's both of us, of course, we own it. And where we're headed is that there are different skills depending on where I see that behavior. What this model does for me, it gives me this very simple tool to say, okay, there's something I want to deal with here in some productive way. And what this does is allow me to know how to start that conversation, what skill to use. If it's in the middle part of the window, I have all kinds of skills that I've learned over the years. I have team building skills, I have planning skills, I have problem solving skills. There are all kinds of things that I know and everybody around here knows how to do. And those all work just fine as long as we're here. But once we end up in one of these problem areas, those skills don't work as well.